Today we're going to try something really interesting. We're going to make monkfish into ceviche. So essentially we're not going to fry it, we're going to cook it in lime instead. But before we cook it, we'll need to slice it up. So I have my nicely aged monkfish here. It's quite clean, no sinew or anything. So if yours has any veins or sinew left on it, we'll need to clean that off first now. Next up, we're going to cut it into nice little pieces. I'm going to make them pretty thin here, probably around between a centimeter and half a centimeter. And I'm going to slice them all up like so. And this monkfish is so ripe now. I've been aging it for 14 days. I can even smell it at this point. And here we have our nice little monkfish pieces. As you can see, I've cut them pretty thin. So just a bite-sized piece here. Next, we're going to add these to a little container. If you don't have a container like this, a plastic bag would probably work as well, but we need something that we can close up. So the next step is going to be to cut our limes up, and we're just going to squeeze them directly onto the monkfish. We want to pretty much submerge the monkfish here. I'm going to make sure that all the monkfish is nicely saturated inside the lime juice. So the lime juice is going to pretty much cook the monkfish. It's going to turn very white, kind of opaque. You can see it's already starting to work here. So this should take around 40 minutes. So I'm going to place it in the fridge, or actually I'm going to place it outside because it's so cold. And we'll prepare the rest of the salad in the meanwhile. So let's get to chopping, I suppose. So for the chili here, you have a few different choices. You could go with spicy ones as well. This one is not very spicy, but it is big. If you don't like chili at all, what I do suggest is that you remove all the seeds. If you like spicy ceviche, leave them in. I'm going to slice this into like half moons, or what we should say. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this in two like that, and from top to bottom we're gonna make nice little slices. So this is gonna be a theme for all these vegetables. We're gonna cut them into nice little slices like this. For the onion, slice it in two from side to side like that. And this way we can make nice little slices. Now I'm going to use half of this because I'm only using half a pound of monkfish, but feel free to use the whole thing if you're making a larger portion. Nice little slices like this. So for the parsley, what I want to do here is take a few leaves and put them to the side because I want to use these as garnish to make the dish look beautiful. The rest of it, I'm just going to chop up. I like to turn them into a little ball. I find it's easiest to cut them up that way. So we're using about a tablespoon's worth, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. It really depends on if you like cilantro or coriander, as this is called, or not. I know some people don't like it, so of course you can omit this ingredient, but it's really adding to the fresh taste of this. This is a really fresh and delicious salad, as you can imagine. The avocado, quite simple. You probably open the avocado, just slice it up in half. So we're gonna make the exact same sizes as we did with the onions, and this is easily removable with a spoon, but I'm gonna leave it in here until the end. This avocado is gonna be the last thing that we add to the salad. As for the tomatoes, we need to do those a little bit differently. So we want to remove the skin of the tomatoes. So the way that we do that, make a little X here on the top, like that. I have 3 tomatoes, so I'm going to do it on all of them. So what I have done here is get some water and put it to a simmer. Next to it, I have ice cold water. Ice cubes would be even better to put in here. And then we're going to carefully place them into the water here for about a minute. This will help release the skin of the tomatoes. And it's already starting to peel off on one of them. So it's been a minute, so I'm just going to take one of these spaghetti strainers. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to dump it directly into ice cold water here. I'm going to do that with all 3 of these, and I'm just going to let these cool off for a moment, and we can very easily peel them now. And you can see now it's as easy as just peeling back the skin, super easy. So we have our tomatoes peeled, so we're going to cut them in half, and that is because we want to remove the seeds from the tomatoes. The easiest way to do that is just going to be to give the tomatoes a light squeeze here, and there we go. So I'm just going to cut off this little part here because I don't want to eat that. And for the rest of the tomatoes, we're just going to turn them into this thin half moon shape things. All right, so the 40 minutes have passed here and our fish looks nice and cooked. It's exactly the same color, it's just different consistency though. I'm gonna pick all of these pieces out and we're gonna mix it all together in this little bowl. That's going to be everything besides our avocados as well as the coriander that we're gonna use for garnish. Now this remainder of lime we're gonna not use. Do with that as you please, probably throw it away. So I'm putting the avocados to the side here on our garnish, and everything else goes into the salad. And it smells delicious. At this point we're also going to be adding in our olive oil as well as salt. Now how much you want to use, up to you. I like to go with a tablespoon of olive oil and just a good helping of salt. So salt is going to depend on you, probably a teaspoon. And we're just gonna gently mix it all together here. And it smells very fragrant. I'm getting vibes of Philippines, where me and my brother went last year and ate this on the beach. It's time to plate our creation here. And then we're gonna add our avocados to the mix. So I'm just gonna spoon it out here so that we get those nice big slices. All right, so super excited about this. Gonna give it a taste test here. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Gotta get some of those other things as well. You know, that's super good. That works perfectly together with monkfish. There is a lot of spice, a lot of freshness. If you like chili and coriander and salad, this is awesome. The monkfish is aged for 2 weeks, so it's pretty soft. And that made it perfect with this ceviche. But I do think fresh monkfish would work well for this as well, if you don't have aged one. I'm really surprised by all the different ways you can utilize monkfish. And of course, I'm gonna put together an article in the video description if you want to see like an exact recipe for this with step-by-step ingredients and all that. Thanks for watching today. This was super cool. Tomorrow I'll do another recipe for another monkfish meal. So tap there if you want to see that. And thanks for watching this one.